The drum that raised children's studio microphone. Sound of distant drum, a rooster crowing. Long ago in Uganda, before smartphones, before TikTok, before children learned how to say, "Mom, I want Wi-Fi," instead of, "Mom, I want food." There was a time when children belonged to everyone. Yes, everyone. If you misbehaved at home, you couldn't run to your uncle's house to hide. No. Your uncle would add his own beating on top, then return you to your mother, who was already warming up with a fresh stick from the milieu tree. That was the original buy one, get one free punishment. Sound of stick swish, children laughing. But it was not just about beating. Oh no. Baganda grandmothers had a gift, they turned punishment into comedy. If a child stole roasted maize, they didn't just chase him, they composed a song. Musical note, Omwana enyaga abulo, ajakulya engalo, musical note. The child who steals millet will one day eat his own fingers. And the whole village would laugh as the little thief stood there, cheeks burning, swearing never to steal again. You see, in Baganda, shame was a stage performance. Sound of crowd laughing, clapping. Now our grandmothers, those women were strong. They woke up before the rooster, tied their lisu tight, and went to dig in the banana gardens. Children followed with tiny hoes, pretending to work, but actually using the hose to kill grasshoppers for breakfast. Sound of hoeing, then sudden grasshopper wings buzzing. Did the grandmothers notice? Of course. But they said nothing. Why? Because even they wanted a share of fried grasshoppers later. That was African wisdom, discipline by day, conspiracy by night. Soft laughter. In the evenings, after the gardens, came the most important time. Storytelling by the fire. Crackling fires, night crickets, distant drum. Children gathered around, yawning but eager. Grandmothers sat with roasted groundnuts, chewing slowly, like philosophers. Then the tales began. Stories of Kintu and Nombi, the first man and woman. Of Walam, stubborn death, who refused to leave this world. Stories that explained why bananas bend, why the hyena limps, and why lazy children always had small gardens. But the best part? The sarcasm. If a child stammered, the grandmother would warn. Omwana ateyajera bulangi, aja kufambawa mukisasi. The child who cannot speak well will be married off to a grasshopper's nest. Children rolled in the dust laughing. Even the shy ones laughed because they preferred the joke to the stick. Sound of children giggling, of fire crackles. Life was a balance. Discipline was not hidden. If you fought with your brother, the entire village knew by evening. And don't think you could cry to get sympathy. A grandmother would look at your tears and say, "Tears are for onions, not for spoiled children." And everyone would nod in agreement. Still, life was full of joy. Work was heavy, yes, but work came with song. You could hear women in the banana plantations, their voices rising like drums. Musical note, tuli kukyolo, ensigozigenda kukula, musical note. We are in the village, the seeds are going to grow. Children joined in, singing off key, but it didn't matter. The song was the energy that carried the day. Sound of group singing, distant drumbeat. Even marriage was comedy. A grandmother would warn her granddaughters. Don't marry a man with small gardens. You will eat weeds instead of food. And the boys? They were told, don't chase a girl who loves mirrors. She will eat the mirror and leave you hungry. Crowd laughter, women ululating. Yes, life was tough. But humor was the secret salt. In Baganda, raising children was like preparing matuk. You peel them together, steam them together, cover them tightly with banana leaves. If one banana goes bad, the whole bundle smells it. So the village made sure every child grew straight, like a banana stem. Not perfect, not easy, but balanced with laughter, sarcasm, and song. Sound of drumbeat growing stronger. And today, when we look back at our grandmother's way of raising children, we laugh. We laugh at the punishments, the songs, the sarcasm. But we also realize they gave us more than discipline. They gave us community. They gave us laughter. They gave us stories. Drumbeat slows or fades into fire crackling. And so the drum that raised children still beats in our hearts. Reminding us that in Baganda, a child never belonged to one home, but to the whole village.